episode of Cashing Out. I'm your host, Billy Alvaro, my handsome cousin and co-host, Wayne Hartog. We are Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're located right over here, Holbrook, New York. You can find us online at easysell411.com, by phone, 631-400-EASY. Cuz, how you doing today?
Doing phenomenal. How you doing, cuz?
I'm doing well. It's Monday morning. It's people hearing this on Saturday, but it is Monday for us as we record. It is a beautiful day, beautiful weekend, beautiful everything. How's the business going? I was away for the last couple of weeks in Tampa and at the Collective Genius and doing a couple of other things. So tell me, what has been going on with the world of Easy Sell Property Solutions?
Yeah, you know, we always stay busy. We've been cranking.
You guys are swamped.
Yes, the guys are doing phenomenal, bringing in tons of deals. We've had a lot of activity. A lot of stuff just hit the market too, which is great. We just came out of the summer, which is the last 2 weeks have been busy.
Swamped.
Yeah, we had lines down the street yesterday, all the ones that hit the market yesterday.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
70 people.
60, 70 people?
Lines down the street.
Where were the houses
crossing
at?
guards on that one street.
Did you get videotape?
Yeah, I got a little bit of it. County Line Road, it's a busy road, but we literally shut it down yesterday.
Were the cops there?
No, there's lines down the street. It says no parking, but everybody just gave up. Everybody just gave up. So lines down the street, and literally people honking. I'm just like, it is what it is.
It is what it
Calm
is.
down, it's Sunday. Everybody will get there.
We, if you don't know about us, we're at Easy Sell Property Solutions. Myself and my cousin have been buying homes out here in Long Island. Now we branched out to New Jersey, Connecticut, and we're going into different states. We've been doing it full time since 2009. And the premise of our business is basically this: we will buy your house fast for cash or on your timeline. It doesn't have to be fast. But the overall bottom line to this is we do it fast, easy, and hassle-free. And it's literally the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your home, period, in this market, bar none. So whether your home is upside down, whether you have, C of O issues, if you have potential problems with a divorce or an estate issue, or if your home is even in great condition, give us a call, 631-400-EASY. We buy properties all day, every day, any area, any condition. And the beautiful part is, even if it is not crazy, like a lot of people think we only buy properties that have situations, but the fact of the matter is about 20% of our portfolio we buy from people who just want a hassle-free way to get out of the property. They don't want to have to list it on the market. They don't want to have the hassles of having people go through their home. And so if you're in that situation, if you have a property where you're just like, you know what, I want this to be turnkey as easy as possible, I don't want to deal with all the BS, call myself, call my cousin, call the office, 631-400-EASY. And on the flip side to that, now my cousin just told you, we list obviously all of our own properties, we market them like crazy. We have a system and a process for everything. For funding our properties, for renovating our properties, for figuring out the properties, and of course for selling the properties. If you're out there and you have a property that you want to sell and you want retail amount, the house is in beautiful condition, you don't mind it sitting on the market for a month or 2 months or 3 months. My cousin, we have a system for selling. He is an absolute beast with getting these properties on the market, getting them marketed, and creating a frenzy. You said you had how many people at the open house?
65 through the first hour.
65 people. It must have been a circus.
It was. It was. Literally, you couldn't walk across the street because of honking. It was a traffic jam.
I love
Good
it.
stuff.
I love it. You have to have jugglers out there next time.
Seriously, we need to have a block push and a DJ out there and stuff.
Yeah,
we
have to get pictures, man.
We'll have him come and
video. And we need photos and shit like this. This is when the circus act happens. People don't realize and believe what we have going on.
No, it's legit. It's legit, but it's proven. It's proven why we did it. That's what it is. It's a strategic marketing problem. It's the fact that we actually have everybody come in at one time open house at 1 hour, and put everybody in there.
Yeah.
And it's the systems that we have.
Yeah,
we've been doing this for years now.
For years, we have it down pat. Yeah. So, which brings us down to systems and marketing, everything else. It's a good segue into who we have today. We have a special guest, Juliana Deacon from lidmarketingagency.com. Juliana, how are you?
I'm good, Billy. How
Sit
are
a little
you?
bit closer if you don't mind.
Sure.
So Juliana actually found me, I think on Facebook. A friend of yours introduced us.
Yeah.
And you and I had a couple of conversations over the phone, and I was intrigued because, young lady, how old are you?
32.
32 years old. She has a very empowering story for people who are out there stuck in the rat race, who want to go from employee to being their own boss to eventually owning a business that serves them. So, Juliana, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. Tell myself, tell the listeners, my cousin Wayne, your story. Like, how'd you get started? Tell us about the whole thing.
Sure. So it's an interesting story. I started off in the nursing field. I wanted something. I was just having my first child, first of 3, but at the time it was just my first, and I had been in marketing pretty much my entire college career. And
So that was something you studied in college?
That was something I studied in college, yep. I went to Marist up in Poughkeepsie, And
Nice.
once I knew that I was going to have another little human being, I wanted something a little bit more. You guys know marketing can be, very shaky, very, you can make a lot of money or you can make no money, especially in the beginning when you're entry level.
Sure.
So I said, oh man, I really need something that that I can fall back on so that I know that I can have steady income when this child comes. So I said, yeah, let me do nursing. My mother-in-law was actually a nurse. Looked like she was doing pretty well for herself.
Good
so
career.
I said, you know what? No matter where you go, you'll always have a job. So let me do this. So I got my LPN. I started doing pediatric nursing, and did that for a few years, and then kind of dabbled in marketing in the background because I've always just loved business, and as long as I can remember, I always knew that I wanted to run a business. I didn't know what kind of business, but I always knew that I wanted to do a business.
So for how long did you know that? How many years? Was it in you as a kid?
I'm saying like teenage years.
Yeah.
Again, and I didn't know what kind of business, but I knew that I wanted to work for myself.
You just had that seed in your head.
I just had it. I had it
Yeah.
there. I knew it was there. It just took me a little while to kind of nurture that and
Yep.
figure out what it is exactly that I wanted to do with that.
Yep.
So finally took the plunge, said, you know what, let me just start doing this for friends on the side. My husband, his family runs a business. They were in the process of growing. So I said, listen, let me start messing around. Let me see if I can work with Facebook and, let's see what we can get going on.
So you started more on the digital side.
Started more on the digital side.
Got it.
It was pretty much just when digital started
Coming about.
yeah. So I was super interested. The algorithms, everything was just very interesting to me. I wanted to learn it, and I found it, a challenge to. All right, let me see if I can do this. So became successful. Started getting calls, and I was like, oh wow, look, I think I'm onto something. So let me get some more people. I was kind of doing it for free, just to kind of
Test the waters.
Proof
the
of
concept. Yeah.
Exactly. Proof of concept. Just hey, I can do this. Here are some results that I have. Let's give me a chance. Give me a chance.
I love it. And you still had your regular job,
Still
working
had my
40,
regular
50
job.
hours a
Yep,
week.
still working. Pediatric nurse. Doing that. Raising a baby.
And you have 2 or 3 kids?
3 kids.
Three kids.
So I'm on 3. I have a 7-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and just as of yesterday, a 1-year-old.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's a lot of work.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of work.
You're the CEO of your home and the CEO of your business. You're wearing 2 hats.
100%. Many
Multiple
hats.
full-time jobs you wear.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? It's all I know. I don't know how to do things halfway. It's either I
All
don't
or
want to
nothing.
do it,
All or nothing,
or
there you go.
that's it. I'm hitting
All in.
hitting the wall running. So
That's us.
So that's yeah. You guys know the grind. So that's pretty much how I got into that. Then I started seeing the potential, the earning potential of what this was, and how many businesses aren't doing this, and
Yeah.
they're wondering why they're struggling and working so many hours just to not see the results that they have a great product, they have a great service, but people aren't able to find out about it because they're too busy doing everyday
Running the business.
operations
Yep.
that they don't have the time to do these things. So, especially with the digital aspect of it, you see people running business that are in their 40s, their 50s, and they're just not as
Cutting edge.
They aren't. So there's really
They're not hip with the techno.
No.
They're not. And you know what? It's you can't blame them. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. It changes so
Rapidly.
often. It changes rapidly. So you can't really blame them. And I just saw that was a need that needed to be addressed and filled. So I said, you know what? Let me step back from nursing a little bit. I had my 3 kids. 2, going on 3, and I really just wanted to be there for them. Nursing 12-hour shifts, and it can be hard when you're trying to go to their school events, and I just wanted to be there. You have something, I'm there. No, I don't have to rearrange, I don't have to
Right.
miss. I wanted to just be in control of my schedule and ultimately my earning
So
potential.
kind of work-life balance is what you were looking for.
100%. I just didn't want that 12-hour shift or 9 to 5, if you will. That just wasn't
For you.
that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
So
and
when did you make the jump from being an employee to going out and actually doing this on your own?
we're going on about 2 years.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So
we
you quit your
really-
job. You're no longer a nurse at all, right?
No longer a nurse. I mean, I have my license still. I
Sure.
can still practice.
If you wanted to go back, you could.
I can
as
go
a
back at
fallback.
any time.
But you've literally burnt your bridge. You're done.
burnt my
Like you
bridge.
moved on, and you're starting.
Burnt
You're
my
doing
bridge.
this full time.
Yep, I'm all in.
And you're all in now. The interesting part of this is your husband, who was involved with his family business, he went all in as well.
He went all in as
So
well.
you have two of you guys, no safety net with regular income coming in, no 401k set up. Well, I don't know if you have your 401k with yourselves, but not with your business. Health insurance, all of this stuff is on you now.
We are all in. We
Wow.
are. We put all of our eggs in one basket, if
Right.
you will. But we just knew that it just felt right. You know, you go with your gut, and the
Yeah.
gut was telling us that this is what we enjoy. This is what we want to do. This is the life that we want to live. And we said, you know what? It's now or never. You know what? We're in a position right now, thankfully, where we can do this. So we just said, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. You know, that is a big move,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. You know, not only did you leave and your husband left, but you have 3 kids
3 kids.
at home. And I speak to today older people, 40s, 50s, 60s, who wanted to do what you did, not so much in marketing, but wanted to go start their own business, or wanted to get involved with real estate investing, wanted to do
Right.
something. And it was the benefits at their job that kept them there. It was the safety net, but more importantly, the one common thread is I didn't want to leave because I had kids. What if I couldn't make this work? So I got to tell you, hats off to you.
Thank you.
Applaud you on that one.
So-
Boom! I mean, it's a big move. So let's talk about encouraging other young entrepreneurs, men or women. Like, what would you say to them if they're in a position where they're like, you know what, I really want to do this, but I'm afraid because I have family, I have kids, I have a regular job. Like, what would you say to them?
I would say that if it's something that you have to be passionate about it. You have to love it. You have to live it. You have to breathe it. If not, then
It's a job.
I mean, I like to say to people, I left my 40-hour-a-week job with security to work a 80, 90, 100-hour per week job. It is, I wake up, I feed the kids, I start working. I'm working until 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning.
Let me ask you this. Is it really work, or is it because your passion?
There's a difference.
There's a difference between actually work, because I know there's a lot of people who work really hard
Yeah,
and really long,
yeah,
and it's work, and they're like, you know what, I effing hate this.
yeah.
And then there's guys like us, like my last 2 careers of building businesses, similar things, 70, 80, 90-hour weeks, and it wasn't work because I freaking love what I did. Now, in the beginning of every business, as you know,
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot of energy
Hurdles, yeah.
to get that from, to
100%.
get it off the ground,
100%.
right?
You got to get everything in place. You got to do your market research. That's a lot of things that people don't do. You got to do your research. You got to really know, focus, hyper focus on the results that you're trying to achieve. What is it? You have to have a plan. That's something that I really recommend to people. You have to have a plan. If you're just going in and you're just kind of winging it,
Yeah,
that's a big chance to take.
No
But
doubt.
if you sit down, plan, okay, well, this is what I want, this is the timeline, even if it's not, obviously you're not going to know exactly how long that it's going to take. You do need to know that whatever you do, obviously it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
It's going to take time. So if you're willing to put in that time and you have a plan, this is where I want to be in X amount of years, this is what I want, the goals to be,
Yeah.
then do it.
So take me through your mindset. Did you have any that self-limiting belief, fear, doubt in the back of your head saying, Juliana, you have a family. You have a really
Taking
good
too much
job.
chance, too much
This
risk.
is a major chance. Like, did that conversation ever come about in your head, or? And be honest.
I'll be honest. Not really.
Oh,
no shit.
I'll be totally.
Wow.
I'll be
Wow.
totally honest with you. You know what? When I did decide this is what I want to do, it just was.
That's it.
That was just it.
You made your
I
decision.
made the decision.
Clean cut.
It was
Take an
clean
action,
cut,
that's it.
and you know what? You can't look back.
No,
you
you
just
can't.
have to go in,
I love
and the second you start, should I do this? Should I do that? That's it. It'll be
Failure
over.
is not an option.
It'll be over.
It was never an option.
Well,
in your head.
that's with the kids, bringing in the kids. Failure is just not
Not an option.
an option.
Yeah, because they're your why.
They're my why. They're my
You
why.
can't fail because of them.
You can't fail.
Well, you know what? I
and-
mean, yes and no. You're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail
Of course,
miserably,
yes,
but you're gonna
yes,
fail
100%,
forward. You're gonna
100%.
get hit. You're gonna get hit hard.
Oh yeah.
That's just part of the game,
That is.
right? You can't be afraid of failure because that's where you grow. The growth comes from.
100%. That's where you learn. That's where you learn.
Mhm.
That's where you learn all of the most important things that you can never learn in a book, in a college class. You just gotta do it,
Yeah.
and
Good for you. You
roll
have a
with the
lot of fire.
punches.
So now take us through your husband. Your husband's name is Robert. So now take us through your husband. Your husband's name is Robert.
Robert, yeah.
So was he like, when he was working with the family business, was he like, honey, what are you doing? Like, this is...
Yeah, it's very interesting. So he's been busy with his family business. It's in a rapid growth right now. He's got 2 brothers. It's just really family-run business. They've been around for 25, 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they know how to do it. I mean, that was an inspiration too, saying, wow, look, they've been doing this for this long. Look at this. They have a big, beautiful house. I was like, this is a pretty nice gig. Not too
Entrepreneurial
bad.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I like it. So he's been working hard doing that. Saw what I was doing, posting things like that, and he was, wow, it's very time consuming. A lot of people just think posting, is it a lot of work? It's a lot of content creation, doing all these things. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where it was just too much. I started growing. It was just me.
So no assistants.
No assistants,
So it's
nothing.
all
I
on
mean,
you.
financial, analytics, everything was just me.
Yeah.
And with
I know
now,
that feeling.
with
Well,
now
when you
it's
start any
re-
business, you wear all 50
you wear all the
hats.
hats, 100%, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So I said, listen, I'm kind of at a turning point where I need to make a decision. Do I hire someone? Do I start outsourcing? What do I do? And sat down with my husband, who has always loved graphic design. He's super technical with the computer, things that I am not really good at. And we kind of talked, and we were like, listen, that's what he loves to do. He goes, why don't we try doing this together?
Wow.
I'll handle the graphic design. We started doing video marketing. I'll do the editing. I'll do all of that.
So that's him.
That's him.
So you guys are more front
He's
and
the
back end.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. So you
I'm
have
the
the
front-
personality, front line,
I meet
sales
everyone,
oriented.
sales oriented, love to talk to people, meet
It's the
people,
yeah,
networking.
it's a perfect.
It's a
it's
perfect
match.
fit, and
Yeah.
he's perfect behind the scenes. He's super perfectionist, just
I love it.
everything that I'm not,
Yeah.
basically.
You're a
So
visionary.
did bring him in. You guys go partners. You
And-
guys leverage your
and that was a
strengths
big-
and your weaknesses
Exactly, and that was a big chance too, because now family business. You think, okay,
True.
this is what I'm gonna do. This is the path that's been laid out for me, and that was a big transition too.
Huge
Yeah.
transition.
Huge transition.
Which is a
So
whole other topic in itself, because working with your spouses, that could be challenging. That could be.
it can be.
They can have some
You know
advantages
what?
and disadvantages.
You
know
have
when
to
turn
have
things off and say this is business related and then this is personal. I'd love to hear
100%.
your take on that one, because
Not all. I don't think it's for everyone. 100%. I think it just so happens my husband and I are eye to eye on just so many things, and that
You're in
just
sync,
really-
man. You guys
we're
are
in sync. We're in sync, and like you said, yin and yang. I know what I don't know.
Yep.
I always say that. I always know what I don't know, and I just knew that he was what I was missing.
Mhm.
So really, from the second we started working together, it just clicked. It just clicked,
Great.
and
Love
we
it.
just
Great
hit
to
the
hear.
floor running. And honestly, I thought I was doing well, and the second that I brought him on, boom, it went to this other level that I wasn't even prepared for.
I'm so
it was
proud of you
really
guys.
That's awesome to hear.
Young
Yeah.
entrepreneurs
Congratulations.
on Long
Thank you so
Island,
much.
making
Thank you so
living
much.
the dream. This is good
living
stuff.
the dream. right?
Honestly, because you're building now, and if you're enjoying the process, your kids are gonna. You're creating like a legacy wealth business.
And that's the whole. That's what we want. We want to create something that we can pass on. We want to show our children, hey, listen, you can go to college, but you don't have to go to college.
Right.
You can go to the college of life experience and look at us, and if you love something, make something of it. We're big into. We have a 7-year-old. He's very, very smart, very intelligent, and he actually was sitting down with me, graphic designing the other night.
No
Love
shit.
it. Starting them young.
Graphic
7 years old.
designing.
Good stuff.
He ended up making the invitation to my mother's. She's having a barbecue for celebrating her wedding anniversary, and he designed her invitations.
No.
And I'm like, listen,
Start them young.
I'm outsourcing. Maybe I could just have him
Yeah,
do it
do-
for me. But you know what? That's what it's all about. That's what That's where you're gonna get all of
Absolutely.
your. How the brain works and how. Listen, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to, the confinements of the 9-to-5 grind, and
Yep.
you have to do this. You have to go to high school. You have to go to high school, but you have to go high school. From high school, you have to go to
We're
college.
not encouraging anybody to go to high school. College is an option. Stay in high school.
College is an option.
Graduate the high
But
school
you
thing.
need your GED. TV. Absolutely, 100%.
at least get
So
that.
listen, we're here today, Juliana Deacon from lidmarketingagency.com. You can find them on Facebook, Lid Digital Agency, at Lid Digital Agency, right? And
Yep.
same thing for Instagram.
Yep.
You know myself and my cousin, we are Billy Alvaro, Wayne Hartz, our Easy Sell Property Solutions. We buy properties all day, every day for cash. Call us, 631-400-EASY, online, easysell411.com. You know, this show has morphed into a couple of different things. Obviously, we're an all-cash house buyer. We have an investment company. We're doing small apartment buildings, land development, but we're also starting to interview young entrepreneurs and sometimes older entrepreneurs
Sure.
on Long Island. And we have people out, we had some people calling from Australia. We had one of the guys come in over the phone. So listen, we're out there, we're trying to get the names and of the people that are making something of themselves. Juliana, you have a great story. I want to come back after the break. I want to get in a little bit more detail into certain
100%.
things. Pick your brain about some of the books you read, your plans on the future, and your really the people that you're trying to serve. Like, who's your avatar,
Yes.
if you will, right?
Sounds good.
Good, awesome. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Easy Sell Property Solutions. My name is Billy Alvaro. This is my cousin Wayne Hartart. We are here today with Juliana Deacon. We are speaking real estate. We're speaking flips. We're speaking everything about Long Island. We're also talking about the niche that she has, which is digital marketing. And she has a really interesting story. She had a great job. She was a nurse. She was an LPN, and her husband decided, I'm going to take the plunge with 3 kids, mind you. And they went out, they quit their jobs, and they opened up a digital marketing agency full-time, which I have to applaud you again.
Thank you
That's
so
a
much.
huge undertaking. Not a
Thank
lot
you.
of people, I should say this, a lot of people want to do what you do in business, do something for themselves, but not everybody has the stomach for it. They have
Agreed.
a lot of fears, they have a lot of negative self-beliefs, self-limiting beliefs in their head that doesn't allow them to actually enjoy their life. And so
100%.
for you to do this at a young age, congrats.
Thank you.
You're going to kill it, you're going to kill it, you're going to make it big. So let's talk now about your avatar, right? Like,
Yes.
who are the people you're looking to serve in the industry?
So, as far as niche, I mean, it's really for any business. Any business. It's not limiting to, any specific type of business. It's just any business in general that's looking to get into the digital age where, print advertising, those days are numbered.
Yeah.
We know that regardless of what it is. But really, I find that the niche that I am focusing on is small to medium business that are kind of stuck in a rut. They're so busy working their, crazy amount of hours, just trying to keep their business open, trying to thrive, and don't realize the potential of digital marketing. They don't realize that it could take them to the next level.
Sure.
That putting that extra time into, you have a great product, you have a great business, but how are people finding out about it? Word of mouth is one thing if you've been around forever, but that only gets you so far.
So take us through whether it's a small business or a solopreneur or a realtor or somebody
Yeah.
that just wants to get themselves, even like an attorney or an
Yeah,
accountant,
100%.
somebody wants to get themselves to the next level. So what is the process like with you? If they say, hey, you know what, I'm in need, like I have a great business, but I have nothing on the digital world.
Right.
Like, what do you do?
So you analyze where they are, who's their target market. That's important because
Yep.
sometimes, if they're just all over the place and they're not honing in on really who's their target market, well, that's the first problem.
Yep.
So it's really a lot of market research. Okay, who are your competitors? That's another big thing. Who are your competitors?
Why is that important?
It's important because if you don't know what your competition is doing, how they're approaching, you can't get anywhere if you don't know what the next person is doing.
You
You
can't
don't
get
know.
the edge.
You can't get the edge. Exactly. Competitive advantage, 100%. You need to know what other people are charging for their product or service. You need to know who their target market is, and those are just two such important factors that sometimes, again, these people. This is their livelihood, they're just working so hard, and you can't even blame them because who has the time? That's the thing. Who has the time? Anyone. A lot of things I like to say also is anyone can do what I do. I don't want to say that it's something that only I can do.
Right.
The problem is to do it well is just so time consuming.
Yeah.
To do it right.
It's a full-time
It's a
job.
job in and of
It
itself.
is a job
So
itself. It really is. So, you can't run a business, do the daily operations, and be doing this the way that you want to be doing it and do it the right way and be successful.
Sure.
It's just not realistic for anybody.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. You need to focus on what you need to focus on. I do like to, part of my mission is to help these small business owners, if I could just even help them a little bit, hey, listen, set up a basic Facebook, Instagram profile, start posting. Anything is better than nothing to begin with. And really it's about brand building in the beginning. Unless you already have an established brand, it's really about just what it is that you do, what is your service, why are you better than anybody else, and how do we portray that to get the message across.
So you go out, you do the competitive
analysis. Yep.
You look to see what they're currently doing, and then what do you offer? What are your product services offerings?
So based on what I think their needs are, what they tell me their needs are, I come up with a strategy of, okay, let's start with either brand building, let's start with your product, getting pictures, getting video, just anything that explains what it is that you do, and again, why you're better than anybody else that's offering the same thing, because that's really what it's all about, right? I mean, you're in business because you think that you provide the best product or service. That's what it is.
Sure.
So you really need to strategize on how to portray what it is that you stand for, what it is that you're about to your potential client. I also think that the days of being salesy and trying to sell people are over.
It's a different process.
No one wants to be sold to.
You have to add tremendous value before you do anything else.
That's what it's all about. It's about showing the value that you bring.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it's not about this is what I sell, this is this. It's about education. You need to educate your customer on what it is, whatever topic it is that you cover. You need to educate them and provide that value so that they trust you. No one wants to say, hey, I've got this, I want to sell you that. No one cares about that anymore. They just want to know, hey, listen, times are changing.
Selling and buying.
They are, and it's a turn off. It's a turn off selling now. It's like, I don't want to be sold to. Everyone's trying to sell to me. But if you can go in there and just say, hey, listen, I'm providing you this value. Did you know this? Let me teach you about it.
So you do a lot of this through your video educational series?
Video education, I think video marketing, I think in the next 2 years, I think will be like the only type of marketing. You can look at analytics as far as like a still image versus a video. It's like something like,
not even compared.
Not even, you can write a beautiful high definition video, picture still image of a house that you're trying to sell, and it'll do good. You take that same picture, provide some movement, and go through, you're going to get 200% at least more views.
Wow, that's huge.
That's
a big increase.
It is that crazy. I mean, it's just it's the way that it's going.
So your digital marketing agency, you're doing everything Instagram, you're doing Facebook,
LinkedIn, Google. Google's a big one. I find so many small business owners that are not taking advantage of the free Google listing. I'm not even talking about paid ads. I'm talking about Google listing where I type in real estate agent near me, and who comes up in it's called the snack pack, the top 3. No one goes past the top 3. Let's be honest. You see the first top 3, you look at the reviews, and you choose based on that. So there's so many people that don't even know. You build your own free listing, you optimize it, showing all of your services, keywords, and that in itself can just start getting you business like this, because now all of a sudden people can find you.
Yeah.
So I really try to stress that as like the first step for a business owner. You gotta have a Google listing.
Simple things.
Simple
little things.
Simple little things.
That drive into business, right?
And there are a lot of things that you can do that don't necessarily cost money, just to really establish social media is a perfect example. Yeah, you can do paid ads, but if you're able to create content that's engaging and that's interesting and that speaks to people, that's all free.
How difficult do you think it is? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, good. I was going to say, are you coming up now, because we talked about it a few minutes ago, like packages where people, if they have certain budgets that they want to spend, so the cheaper ways to do things, and then if somebody has a big budget, are you catering different packages?
100%. It really depends on what the needs of the business are. I mean, we can range anywhere from, okay, I just need help with email marketing, because I get a lot of business from my email list that I've compiled over the years, and we go anywhere from, okay, I just want to focus on social media, I just want to focus on brand building, Video marketing, if you're in a market like real estate agency where that's just, these days you have to do it. That's your only option.
Yep.
So really it's website design. I mean, it just goes on and on. SEO, which is search engine optimization, which are the keywords that you put into your website, you put into everything that you do that makes you relevant and brings you up when people go to search you, which is ultimately, what you want. You want your
Absolutely.
name to show up when anyone is searching in your area for your product or service.
So basically, when you're meeting with everybody, you're going to cater to these packages based off of meeting
Based
with them.
on-
It's not going to be
based
something
on
where
their
they're going to go on your
needs.
website and say, listen, I want to pick these things. It's going to be, you're
We
doing
could do
it
like
case
an a
by
la
case.
carte, but I really prefer to analyze the
Smart.
needs of the business because I don't want to focus on something that's not going to benefit them.
Sure.
That doesn't, I really want to say, okay, well, based on what I know, based on what I've researched, I think this is the direction that we could focus on. Let's do that. If for some reason we're not getting the traction, okay, well then we can kind of, look at the analytics and see maybe where we should focus. But I definitely 100% don't think that there's like a one size fit all that I can do for
No.
a
It's
business.
specific to the
It's
business. I
super
agree.
specific.
Just
yes,
doing a full
specific.
assessment and based
Yeah, listen, if you don't go into a company and do a needs analysis
Yeah.
and figure out
Love
what
it.
their needs are and then
Right
put
way.
together a plan, you just
You're just
cookie
you're
cutter.
just
Nobody
exactly.
likes cookie cutter.
No
Everybody
one
likes
likes
to be
cookie
serviced
cutter.
the right way. What are my needs?
Yep.
How could you support me? How could you help me grow?
And that's the difference between a small company like me and let's just say a larger media company. The larger media companies,
Yeah,
they
I
have
like that.
templates.
Yeah.
They have templates for each industry and they just plug your
That's what I'm getting
information
at.
in.
There's such a different
There-
level of
it's
service
such
that you're
a-
going to get with somebody like yourself.
100%. You're gonna get, I go and I see my clients. I go in, I go into their, freestanding, wherever they are, and I really wanna see their interactions. I wanna see the way that they run their business.
Sure.
I care. This is a reflection on me as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
The success or not success depends on, what I'm doing. So I take it very seriously and I do believe that unique, creative content, it is what will set you apart.
So
from the
take me through
company.
that process. Do you create the content for the entrepreneurs in the business? Do you have them create it and then hand it over to you? So what does that look like?
So for the most part,
Because that's one of the challenges. We have a really good digital marketing agency out in New Jersey, and the challenge we have, the struggle, is really coming up with pictures, videos to give to them so they could do their thing.
right. So
And that has to fall, I guess, on us. We can't.
right, you can't. Right, what can you do? Right, that I totally understand. So basically, how that works is we will come up with. They provide me if they can provide me with pictures. It depends what they're comfortable with. If they can provide really great pictures and content, then I say, okay, send me what you have, and then I'll tailor. Clean it up, make it sound. So that it's providing value to people. I
Right.
take their knowledge
You'll
and I
add the
put
right
it
copy
in
onto
exactly. I do a copy where it really speaks to someone, and by the end of it, they feel like they're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times these people are the experts in their industry. It's just hard for them to translate that from here I am to translating that to something where someone will get something out of it.
Right.
So that's really, and as far as creative content, I create all of the content for the most part.
You do.
100%.
That's why she's working in the house.
Video marketing.
Yeah,
I
but-
mean, what you see, I'm creating at all hours of the night, and I won't. I'm messing with fonts for like 45 minutes trying to find the perfect font that speaks to me. It's just that's why I say it's time consuming, but that creative, unique content is really what people say. Wow, that's what stops them from scrolling. It's if it's cookie cutter, if it looks like everybody else's. You have
keep
about
going.
a
It's the attention span.
millisecond,
Yeah, it's just
a
like, I was gonna get
millisecond
to
to get their
Their
attention,
attention,
and make them stop scrolling. So you really have to make the most of that millisecond that you have
Yeah.
and really grab someone. So that's
It's an
That's
art
the
and it's a
challenge.
science.
Yeah,
This whole entire
100%,
marketing piece, it is
100%.
it's art and science, and you really have to know analytics. You have to know what drives people. You have to know how to get their attention. You have to know how to analyze the data.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And it's trial and error. It's trial and error. I mean, you can think, okay, this is definitely going to work, and you roll it out, and no one responds
It's
to
a
it,
bomb.
and you're like, okay, scratch that one off the list.
Yeah.
But and then you find what does work, and then you just build upon that, and then you're hitting the ground running.
So what is next for you? So it's yourself and your husband.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you're gonna have to start hiring people sooner or later.
We're
Either
pretty
team
much-
inside, or
yeah.
you're gonna have to start hiring like assistants on the outside.
I think we're at the point right now. I need to be focusing on what I'm good at, which is selling, which is telling people, showing the value of the services that we offer. You know, a lot of people sometimes, and I can't even blame them, get sticker shock. But you know what? The large picture is, hey, it's return on investment, right?
Right,
It's all about ROI.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. So okay, you spend $1,500 to $3,000, but you're making 3x, 4x, 5x on that money. Who wouldn't do that, right?
So let me ask you, on the social media side,
Yeah.
how are you showing them that they're getting a return off of what you're doing?
So it depends on, again, if it's brand awareness, well, then you'll just start seeing people talking about you, sharing your information, but I actually do tracking. So you have a website. I want to track the conversions of whatever product or service that you're selling. I actually can put in a code into your website.
Yep.
So when I'm doing a Facebook or an Instagram ad and someone clicks on that ad that brings you to there, I have tracking of all
Everything.
of it.
Everything. That's what you need.
Everything,
Yep, that's
everything. And that's how I show my value to the business owner, because hey, listen, this is what you had before, this is what you have now. Obviously we want to see arrows going up every single month, you know, that increasing brand awareness. And really that's the name of the game. You can't, numbers don't lie, you know, you
took the words out of my mouth.
if you're able to show, hey listen, it's converting and you're spending X amount and making this amount, well then that's the name of the game.
It's marketing.
Yeah,
There you go.
that
That's
is
the
marketing.
business.
I don't think people realize how important marketing is in their business.
They
Like,
don't.
the first business I started, it was a mortgage company,
Mhm.
and people said, "How did you grow that business?" I said, "I was really in the business of marketing the services of my mortgage company."
Right.
Same thing with this company. I started in 2009. We came in like 2011. People go, "How are you guys building the business as rapidly as you are?" Well, we're in the marketing business of marketing real estate.
100%.
We're not in the real estate business. We're in the marketing business.
And that's the case in
Every
Every business.
Exactly.
Marketing
Most people
is,
don't
whether
have-
it's branding marketing, whether it's direct response marketing, whether it's digital marketing,
Yeah.
marketing is the lifeblood of every business. You better have a process for that. And then equally as important, you better have a sales conversion process that's set
100%.
up. Because you can drive all the leads you want, but if you don't have a system, a process to convert, you're going out of
You're losing
business.
them, right? Yeah.
So those two, and then you have the third piece, which is the conversion on the back end.
And
You have your
back end.
operational
Right.
staff, and then you have your finance.
Right.
So all of these different pieces in the business of an entrepreneur, they're all equally as important. But if you don't start with the basics,
You don't have
The
the beginning.
which is an actual lead to come in to convert, you're out
You're
of
out of
business.
business.
There's nothing for anybody to service. There's nothing.
Exactly.
It's
That
right there.
starts
It
with the
starts
lead.
there. You have to have that.
And I
yeah.
think that's a problem with so many people that are starting businesses, opening up, restaurants or whatever. They spend so much time worrying about these details and the aesthetics and this and that, and then they forget
nobody's there.
about the marketing, and
Yeah.
no one's there.
No one's there.
No
If
one's
you build
there.
it, they will
Use the
come.
service.
Bullshit.
Yeah. No,
That's
I-
complete
and-
crap.
It is.
No,
It
If you
is.
build it, if you open it, they will not come. You have to
No.
get word of mouth out there. You have to create the frenzy to get people into your store,
100%, and to
into
make
your
that kind of
business.
investment and then not market it, to me, I'm like, what are you
I
guys
used to-
thinking?
So let me ask you this: is there a way for you to find out? I'm sure there is through data, new businesses that are opening,
Oh, 100%.
and then so why wouldn't you target them and just have some sort of a creative campaign to say, "Yo, here's the deal: 99% of the businesses fail within the first X amount. Come up with
Right,
your stats."
right.
Yeah.
And the reason being is they're not able to produce the enough income in order to sustain the sustainability of business.
And
Why?
that's definitely a direction that I'd like to go into. I will say right now, since it's just the two of us, when you're just starting off,
You have to focus.
it is brutal. I mean, when you're starting with a business that is just starting,
Yeah.
there's
no money.
You have no credibility because you're just starting. You don't have the reviews to back up your claims. It's a lot of work. Not saying that I'm not open to doing that,
Right.
but that's something
So you want
where
more of a business that's up and running already.
I would like something that has some type of, a business that's been around for a while, people know about it, but
So you could come in and tweak it a little bit.
now
just
we need to
not-
tweak it and start, bringing it to 2020, and this is what you need to be doing, and this is what you need to take it to the next level.
Gotcha.
You're a reader? You read books?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure maybe you have, maybe you haven't. You ever read The E-Myth?
I have not.
Okay, good. So this is a book that I want you and your husband to
Yeah.
pick up. So The E-Myth by Michael Gerber.
Okay.
It teaches young entrepreneurs on how to actually systematize their business
Mhm.
so the business works for them and you can eventually pull yourself out. So The E-Myth.
That is the dream, right?
Well, that
to work,
is-
Every entrepreneur.
to work.
Easier
It's
said
all
than
about
done, though.
setting up systems,
Work
but if
on
you
your
set
business.
this in the beginning and really set the systems up so you can then pull out whatever next person you're going to hire.
Right.
You have your template that you're giving to them so they know what they need to do. I think it will help you, and especially your husband, because he's that
Yeah,
back end.
100%. And that was a
thinking.
struggle. That was a struggle for us in the beginning, putting those things in place from the beginning, which in retrospect, going back, that really should have been the first thing. But you know, you're just so in it that you're just, you know, but it's the smartest thing you can do.
grow and you don't have those systems, and you can attest to that.
Then
You grew
you're-
a mortggage bank for 850 employees and didn't know what
There you
everybody was
go.
doing in 30-something
Exactly.
different states.
Exactly.
And that's why we grow at a
100%.
different rate now. He learned so much from that one.
100%.
We're literally mapping out every
Everything.
single thing, what everybody
tedious.
does
And that
from
it is
start to
tedious.
finish.
It is.
One of the
And
hardest
it's
things to do,
not,
but
it
when
is
it's
hard.
done, oh my God,
But
it
then
allows
that's
us
when
to
it starts-
rapidly grow and
Exactly.
go anywhere we want.
Exactly.
So look, this has been a really good interview, honestly. I wish you and your husband Robert the absolute best in business.
Thank you
Young
so much.
entrepreneurs getting their self off the ground 2 years in.
Love it.
Really appreciate you coming in.
And
This
thank you
is
for having us.
yeah. So if you're out there, entrepreneur land, business people, if you want somebody to help you out with your marketing here locally in New York, hit up Juliana and her husband Robert at lidmarketingagency.com. They're young hustlers. They're very good at what they do. We vetted them. They will help you take your company to the next level. Just realize you have to invest in yourself and in your business if you want to get it to the next level. You know, this is not inexpensive, but it's not expensive. It's relative to what you're going to earn. Like you
Right.
said, 3, 4, 5 times X. If you're able to invest $1 and have it spit out $4 in the back end, would you do that? The question is, how many dollars could you invest to keep that thing going? Right?
100%.
Awesome. My cousin Wayne, why don't you take us out?
Folks, it's his Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're just on cashing out. If you have a house that you're looking to sell, folks, we do not care the location. We do not care of the condition of it. It could be dilapidated, falling apart, CO issues. You could be behind on your taxes. You could be behind on your mortgage. We just do not care. Please pick up the phone. Give us a shout. 631-400-EASY. That's 631-400-EASY. Folks, we brand something called the Easy Way Out. It literally is the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your house today, bar none.
Boom, boom.
Give us a shout. We'll close on your timeline. You want to close in 7 days? We have clear title. We can. We close in 30 days, 60 days, whatever you would like. Folks, pick up the phone. Give us a shout. 631-400-EASY.
I got to tell you something, man.
What's up? What do
Two
you
and
got
a
to
half years ago when you came in here and I was like, yo, there's no script. We're just going to talk. And you used to shit your pants. You're doing
we just make stuff
an
up.
amazing job, cuz.
Why have a script? Just make it up as we go. This guy. That's
You're
all he
doing
does.
great,
I
brother.
love
I'm
it,
proud
dude.
of you. I'm very proud. Juliana, it's been a pleasure,
Pleasure having
you
you.
on.
So
Great
much,
having you.
Meet your
guys.
husband.
Thank
I'd love
you
to
so
get him
much.
on
You
one of
guys
these
are
days
awesome.
and have him come in
I
as well.
appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely, guys. Take care.